to my profitable proposal for those that can think in the fast lane too. This is part 2 to the epic Fastlane investment thread. The original thread was closed because I found an investor through it. He is immensely enthusiastic about the company, but the investor and I thought it would be better for me to decide if he can reach for a position in the company instead of me giving him the title of investor. So I'm not here to see which of you investors are interested in making money here now. I am here to ask for some advice to take out a loan. I would like to take out a loan for $14,000 to officially establish the company US-wide. I will be able to pay back the loan fully in 3 to 4 months, which is as soon as we take off. Information that might be involved with my banking. I'm 21 and have some grants, education loans and academic scholarships from my university. Other than that, I have never really done anything bank related, so I assume my credibility is spotless. Anyone possessing expertise in startups or banking, we at the Empire welcome your insight. I ask that before you ask questions about my company, please read page 3 of the original thread. I was asked a lot of the same questions 3 to 4 times. Thanks. Yay lep.s. My next thread will be the progress thread. Hey, what's up guys? I am the individual from the forum who will be trying out for a position in the company. While the initial thread spited a lot of controversy, everything I have seen has proved a legitimate business. Just to put everyone at ease, I am in a no-risk position, and the op was extremely flexible when it came down to finding a way for me to get involved in the company. Whether you choose to believe it or not, the proof will be in the results. While many members disagreed with the way the op approached finding investors, now he is merely another member on the forum asking a question. Not everyone agrees on all topics in this forum, so this post should be treated like anyone else asking a question. That being said, here is my opinion on finding loans. I feel small banks are better than bigger banks because they have fewer customers and are more likely to have a strong sense of customer service, which will allow you to explain your business plan to them and to increase the chances of you getting a loan. I think that the time frame is short enough that they would be willing to accept. Banks want to be paid back as soon as possible. However, a high rate of interest might be established if you don't have prior background info, or a current consistent income to validate your loan and your eventual repayment. Wait. I am confused. Did you get the $14,000 investment you were looking for in your last epic thread? We at the Empire? You mean you in your dorm room? You can probably just Google and get the answer to your questions, or call a banker and ask him how to get a loan. Why didn't you take the money from your 17-year-old investor? As a reminder, do not solicit funds on here for a private investment either via the message boards or via private messaging. Your first thread was epic, but not for the reasons that you think it was epic. Not this I believe again. The original thread was closed by MJ because you were illegally soliciting investment funds. Very intelligible and helpful post, plus rep. I'm keeping the smaller banks in mind. LOL, you seem upset. We can all see you came to this thread to pick on people, to question, to get advice from people who have knowledge with startups or banking. I will not pay your insulting questions any mind. If you have a constructive question or something nice to say, I will happily answer you. And to your reminder, I won't let any investors invest from here no matter how profitable the deal. Wouldn't want people to make money at the forum's expense, as we already stated. That's what I'm saying. Yes, it was because someone decided to invest, which is what is meant by that, my friend. I like Mark Cuban's approach. 99% of small businesses you can start with little to no capital. It's more about effort. Video equals YouTube, NW ECMA 5MK8. VE equals NW ECMA 5MK8 or video and BTW. I'm still incredibly confused as to what it is you want to do. Tell me exactly what it is you are going to do with the money. I'm really surprised it wasn't deleted. Straight up totally illegal. The SEC takes these things very seriously. And BTW, just a side note, the SEC just changed the general solicitation law. My bet is this thread is going to end up just like the other thread, Sigh. That is an insightful point of view he has. I was going to do it without investors until things got really big and had to happen very fast. I need custom software for unique performances, and never before conceived marketing software I designed to be made for our campaign. I have coders in London and Ohio contract ready waiting for me to get the money. I thought it would be deleted too, and wow, the new solicitation law. So getting investors on this forum would be legal in September. Lol, that's funny. Unfortunately that's too late, so I'm going for the loan. Thanks for the knowledgeable post. And if people can handle the conversation intelligently, this thread won't end up like the last one. This is why you'll never get an experienced investor invest in your idea. Lol. This is a terrible idea. Don't ever borrow money to start a business. On top of this being a terrible idea, even if you did get the $14,000, you're spending it in the wrong places. From your original thread: one custom SEO marketing software is useless. I own a content marketing company and we do a lot of promotional SEO work, both directly for our clients and indirectly through work that is white-labeled through agencies or SEO houses or internet marketers. Software typically means spam, and the only thing you should even attempt to rank with spam or junk links are churn and burn websites that you have no real attachment to. You also don't seem to know how to use whatever software you're thinking of buying, as if you did, you'd probably already own it. Paying $500 for a copy of Xrama does not an SEO make. Two, if anyone is doing big things at that low of a price point, they can do it for less, for free or for equity. If not, find someone who can and will. 3, rent your equipment. Problem solved. If your equipment is custom, then ditch that idea and use whatever you can off the shelf. It's great to have goals. It's another thing to make predictions. You come off as arrogant, but hey, this is the internet, so everyone has an inflated sense of everything. Best of luck to you, and I'll certainly be checking in on your progress thread, as I can't wait to see this $14,000 get vaporized. May, borrow money to start a company. Use a credit card. Ask your drinking buddy for a loan. The amount? Tiny. If you FCK it up, you go get a job washing dishes and pay it back. The experience you get, invaluable. I have started several companies with no money, and several with money. Just because you don't have it, shouldn't stop you from starting software. Really? Ugh, that's a dead cat bounce. Try again. As for the second rules, it won't start the 60 days until they put it in the Federal Register. So that may take another 60 days plus. Additionally, it's only for accredited investors, and it will be on you to determine if they are an accredited investor. There is new rules about how to determine if they are, also, and in no time flat you will have to compete with advertising with the likes of hedge funds, and private equity. Expect it to be expensive. General solicitation is still illegal, and you should talk to an attorney before you end up bitten by the law. There are a lot better ways at raising a tiny amount like that. Making short-term money. Someone I work with started with $200 and managed to put together $300K in his bank account in 9 months. So really? $14K? You're not trying hard enough. A bank will probably not give you a loan. If you have great credit, at your age, they may sign a signature loan from $15K. If you have collateral, then maybe more like a car loan, but they don't like giving youngsters loans with no collateral and limited credit history. You're better off applying for 2 to 4 credit cards and launching that way. By we do you mean we at the Empire, we at Yale that can't come up with $14,000 in 30 days. We as in the investor that never invested, or we as in all of your fans that are asking for your autograph. Great video. Stole the link and reposted it elsewhere. Yale tuition is high, just like any other Ivy League tuition, and any other out-of-state school for that matter. To assume that everyone who attends Yale has $14K to spare is just ignorant. Maybe in your research you would have stumbled across Yale's financial aid fund? I'm sure with your extensive research you did in fact uncover this, and that would mean you know that they do not provide scholarships, but instead provide the exact amount of financial aid needed. Last time I checked, Yale was a prestigious school for the educationally gifted, not a country club membership. You mean if we tell you the fairy tales which you want to hear we'll be okay? As opposed to the reality which you don't want to hear? The reason your posts are laughable is not because you want a loan and/or investor, it's for the amount you are requesting. $14,000? Seriously? If the amount was $140,000 I could see the thread being approached with more seriousness and credibility. $140,000 is truly an obstacle and a barrier to entry, but $14,000? If an entrepreneur can't scrum together $14,000 on his own through friends, family, hustle and smart work, it's a red flag. If you think raising or earning or hustling $14,000 is hard, wait until a real problem comes along in your business. Are you going to look for the easy way out there too? By the time your last thread went up and this one, you could have made $14,000 in any side hustle with a lot of smart work and committed effort. But no. Instead of testing your entrepreneurial resolve, we get loan me money. LOL. If this thread was a story on how you hustled your way to $14,000 through a little entrepreneurial ingenuity, and now you were seeking an additional $20,000 for XYZ, you'd have people knocking down your door. Why? Because you would have shown your ability to execute, your ability to get dirty, and your ability to problem solve and think strategically. Right now you've shown your ability to talk, and that, my friend, can be accomplished by any 4-year-old. Owning a business is nothing but a career in problem solving. To me, loan me $14,000 is like entrepreneurial welfare, taking food stamps when you are fully able-bodied to do it yourself. Again, I wish you luck. I am gone of my new faff quotes entrepreneurial welfare love it. Time to chime in. For those of us like me, and there are many, asking for $14,000 is a joke. In 3 years' time my wife and I bought a foreclosure for $25,000. I remodeled it and have about $15,000 in materials and blood and sweat, and my wife grossed about $20 an hour at that time. We had no savings. I worked, then unemployed, then worked for cash, and hustled. We both have kids and responsibilities. The hardest and most rewarding 3 years I've had. Now, I've got a website being designed and am solving a problem. I had dollar saved and I wouldn't think of asking anyone for money unless I had a good amount of money and time invested myself. All I'm saying is there are a lot of us who have planned, thought things through, and busted our asses to get what we wanted. I feel like you're just jerking chains and hitting bad chords with people here. No more of my time here. I do wish you luck and hope you prosper. He's never actually said he went to Yale. Op can verify, but as far as I know, he doesn't. Names can be deceiving. For all we know, on the side you like to go out and take the law into your own hands. Maybe you should spend less on fake Facebook followers and YouTube bots. Or is this $14K to take your fake Facebook fans to the next level? Perhaps is planning an original Facebook, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter followers scheme to masquerade as a social media marketing company. Like that hasn't already been to death already. I agree with others that Yale doesn't seem ready for this step, but I think securing a loan is a valid discussion, so here is the process we went through to secure an SBA loan. Keep in mind that this was at the height of the bank and mortgage crisis, so things might be easier now. Also keep in mind that we had a company that hit 7 figures in revenue a year, but had not been profitable in the 2 years prior to securing the loan. Even though we had a business, my husband had to personally guarantee the loan too. We checked his credit. Yale said he assumed his credibility is spotless. No need to operate under assumptions. You can check your credit score online. 3. We hired an Sba consultant for $600. Consultant helped us with the paperwork and also helped us find a bank that was a good match for our business. Small bank that had done business with similar companies. 4. We filled and provided out a tremendous amount of paperwork, tax returns, financial statements, etc. 5. We put up collateral. We had to put up our primary home and a rental home. We owned both of them free and clear. The bank had both of them appraised. Appraisal value came in at just over 2x the loan amount. We still had to put both homes up as collateral. 6. My husband had to get life insurance in the amount of the loan with the bank as the beneficiary. 7. We had to buy additional insurance for the business for liability, equipment, etc. We already had this insurance, but they required us to get even more. 8. When we finally got the money, we only ended up using about 40% of what we were approved for because the lender would only lend us the other money for equipment purchases they knew they could resell and recoup on the equipment. 9. We had to start making payments the first month after getting the money, so you might need to borrow more than 14k to start making payments, even if 14k is what you think you need. 10. There are a number of costs associated with a loan, so you might need to borrow more than 14k, even if 14k is what you think you need. Also, if you think that people here are being harsh, I can assure you that the gaze of a lending institution will be much harsher. As you can see from my experience, even a risk-free loan again, we put up 2x as much collateral as we borrowed wasn't seen as risk-free by the bank. Bankers tend to be a serious lot. I am sure that your optimism and confidence is helpful in many situations, but a lending institution is interested in numbers. I can't really comment on the money part because I have almost zero experience in this aspect, although I am getting one now. However, as a guy who lost £260 485 to 218, it took commitment, sweat and determination, and a period of screwing around due to lack of experience and education, but still. Anyways, there are people in one camp that begged for weight loss surgery to be done. Lap band or stomach stapling is a shortcut or a fast vehicle in losing weight. There are people in another that done this the hard way purely through diet and exercise. You can beg a doctor to have a procedure done in order to lose weight but no progress is made in meanwhile. B. Or you can choose yourself and do it purely through diet and exercise, thus immediately making progress. And choosing this path will be far more rewarding in the long run than above. I can lose or gain weight at will, know how to do it, is able to identify foods, etc., etc. I learned nutrition and exercise on my own through research and experience without consulting anybody. I can easily pick up my experience and start freelancing to help others lose weight because I have extensive experience. And hell, I'm actually thinking about doing this for a lot of young men like myself. This and get my biz started up at the same time. See how simply just by choosing yourself, you're opening doors on your own? You don't need another man to do it for you. Right now, my ultimate goal is to reach 185 pounds. I want to lose a grand total of 300 pounds just by diet and exercise. And then I want to gain weight in a good way. Speed plus this forum never ceases to amaze me. Just when I write shit off to the scrap heap, a piece of gold gets unearthed. Excellent analogy, and probably the most helpful post in this thread. I hope the op makes this happen. I would love nothing more than to read about his success story. Here's what sweat equity can do. Smiley ill, 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 smiley ill. Real businesses don't need to resort to black hat techniques. Just remember, choose yourself. If I learned anything at all in the real world, it's this. If high school and colleges haven't taught you this by now, life will. By choosing yourself, you can get started immediately. You don't have to wait for someone to give you the green light or permission. You have that power. Also, thank you for the compliments, guys. I really appreciate it. So here it is, guys, the post of them all. This will give you clarity and show your incorrect assumptions, as well as your correct ones. Get ready, guys. This might blow your mind. Marketing assumptions. Sigh. This post, like many others, just misses in all directions. I'll do you a favor and give you some good insights, however, to enlighten your perspective. 1. What I'm doing has nothing to do with Google ranks, so you're completely off because it's not SEO in that way. I said marketing campaign, not SEO programs. I have come up with a master method for marketing campaigns, never before attempted to my knowledge, and especially in my industry. Anyone who has done even half of what I'm doing marketing-wise is already famous or is a huge company. My forum alias is Yale Innovator for a reason. I innovate. I don't use what everyone else does and do not follow traditional methods. I think outside the box and get outside the box results. 2 They aren't just big things. What I'm doing is bigger than both you and I. I feel honored and blessed to have this opportunity, and the 14K is the last piece to the puzzle. It's going to start a revolution. You will see in the progress thread that this 14K is going to grow into millions very fast, far from vaporize. This is the definition of the fast lane. 3 This equipment cannot be rented. Lol, it has never even been created before. Ditch the idea. I hope the next posts make less assumptions without asking the right questions. Is almost impossible to try and figure out my marketing. Like I said above, it hasn't been done, so it's far from beaten to death. It's pretty much the ultimate way to launch an internet-based company, more especially in my case. Some of the posts are so negative I debate to even take them serious. FCK it up. Washing dishes? Come on dude. Lol. If you have any insight to my character and business, you know those words shouldn't even be used. I basically started this company with no money, all from work and drive alone. This particular company needs the 14K, and that's an extremely small amount for its size. Credit cards doesn't sound too nice, but maybe I'll keep it in mind. Thanks. And no worries, you will understand about the whole money or effort thing below. Investment or loan assumptions are Marco. We meet again. This is reality, my brother. I know 14K is so small. It's like I need next to nothing to start this Goliath of a company. Maybe if I lacked a lot of the connections I have, it would have been much more. But that's the price. Are you guys ready for the big picture? The point that clears up most of your misconceptions? Here it goes. There is a deadline. There is a limited window of opportunity to make this company happen and rise to the top very fast. The company has to launch by mid-November the latest. If it doesn't, the opportunity for the company to become so massive so quickly is going to disappear. Why this opportunity sounds too good to be true to a lot of you readers here, is because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing and it has to be executed with fierce and unrelenting intellect in a short amount of time. But I'm made that way. It's how I'm built and it's what I am going to do. I could have easily made the money in the time frame from my last thread, but we thought the investment was going to pull through, so we waited it out. Even though I finished about 15 books during that period, those 2-3 weeks wasted more of our time, and now the deadline is even closer. I'm literally running with about a week or two worth of days off for the next 3 to 4 months now, but I'm still going to make it happen and going to get the money this week no matter what the circumstances. Lol DeMarco. If I had time I would wait, make the 14K in about a month's time and launch a little later, no problem. But as you can see, I don't have that. It's all about numbers. The reason you might think people on here are being harsh are simply because they're operating blindly because they don't know what the actual business is. LOL. The bank will know because they are potential investors, so they will be interested, especially since they see numbers and facts to back up my real pitch, not some vague internet summary. Now this is what I stand for as a person. It is motivation and ambition that construct our worlds around us. My entire life is just one pure ambition trip. It's the only thing on my mind. It's the way I tick. As weird as it sounds, my ambition is what makes me happy. When I see people who have performed commendable acts of ambition, I finally feel like I can relate to someone. It's hard for me because I live in a world where no one wants to achieve anything. A little paragraph story. Since you gave one of my exes was a 4.0 student, moral heavy polish background, and studying to be a doctor. I was in EDM nightlife and my job at the time consisted of a lot of partying. I hadn't become this person of great ambition yet. She saw potential in me and thought I was wasting it with nightlife. I guess she was wrong since that's what stemmed my business, but her efforts to always get me achieving were motivating to me. She told me it's lonely at the top, and her statement really hit home for me once I became this way. People that were my best friends I no longer hang out with. I don't hang out with any of my nightlife friends or fans especially. I lost common interests with the world. I don't have anything in common with most people. I don't waste time watching stupid YouTube videos or going out to parties. All I care about is achievement. I just want to be around people like me, and that's only in the major leagues. It's inevitable that I'm getting out of here. It's what I was made for. I believe every man creates his own destiny, but if you believe in determinism, this would be my fate. One of the things that makes me happy is seeing people who lost so much weight. Their dedication and ambition is enlightening and inspiring. The ambition they had is what truly makes them beautiful, not the fact of their new physical appearance. With these people, I have common interests and always seem to click better with. I also do natural bodybuilding, so I see these types of people more often and have an extra common interest with. Your accomplishment is a great one. I commend you and wish you many more accomplishments, my friend. Thank you for the insightful post. Well, it's obvious you listen so well, and are so very insightful. We here are all just losers, and you might as well just go prove to the world your brilliance, since so many of us poor stupid people can't seem to get it. Good luck with that. I'm done with this thread. You wouldn't listen anyway. Z. You can easily get it with simple explanation. In like Flint did, and he's younger than you all. I came to the fast lane because there are so many intelligent people here. I feel like I can think and work better talking more with people like you all. I will listen. Do you have any points you'd like to address? Oh, right. Got it then. My mistake. You know, when you said SEO I assumed you meant search engine optimization. Obviously I was way off base. Well, that explains why you either won't list them or we've never heard of them. Since you just said what you're doing has kind of tough to have done even half of something that's never been done. I know quite a few members on here, myself included, to whom $14,000 is certainly not or big, even worth mentioning. I am very excited to see this. If you can turn $14,000 into millions and it's something that can be scaled, I'm confident that you will have access to hundreds of millions in venture money rather quickly. If you're custom designing and manufacturing hardware for your venture on this kind of capital, well, good luck. I didn't want to out your BHW threads, but someone else already did. So ... And of course the myriad of BST thread posts where you're purchasing YouTube views, Twitter followers, etc. Nope. Nobody has ever done this before. Which company? Is its size currently $0? You never mentioned any existing revenues for this company that I can find in either of your two threads. This tells me all I need to know. You don't have passion for this business, whatever it is, or you don't believe in it, because if you did, any spare nickel you could find would be sunk into it. Pell grants, soda bottles, credit cards, selling your old stuff, whatever. Props to you for taking the plunge, I suppose, but many of the concerns generated in this thread are nothing more than any investor with a small brain would be quick to ask, and given how unable to answer them you are, you're in for quite the experience. Can't wait to read the progress thread. Okay, great. If the bank will be interested, get your financial documents in order and make an appointment with a loan officer. I didn't want to add oil to the fire by posting. This is really how I see things. Somebody who knows their idea will work is okay with selling their TV, their house, their car. They're okay with credit cards. They're okay with filling out loans. They seek a bank before a forum because it means not having to give up equity. They apply for a damn car loan and spend the money on business before the bank knows what's up. Somebody who knows they're going to be successful will take those risks because to them, it's not a risk. The fact that somebody comes asking for money before doing any of those things shows a lot about them. From my perspective, you want to risk $14K of an investor's money and none of your own. You didn't sell everything you had, borrow money from your entire family, all your friends, and then come to us for the remaining $14K. Honestly, it seems like this whole thing looks like a big joke from where I'm sitting. It doesn't matter how ingenious the plan is, or if it's never been done before, or if it's groundbreaking or any of that. Those are just words. What an investor likes to see is that you believe in the idea so hardcore that you've risked everything for it. That's a sure investment. You'll have to put on a hell of a front to get money from anyone. Based on your posts, I bet within 5 minutes of talking to you, you come off as the most arrogant twat in the world. Holy cow, if you are so great and mighty, why the heck don't you have $14K? It's laughable. If you weren't such a tool, I would actually try and help, but just reading your posts and replies makes me want to punch you in the face, not help you. If you had a clue, you would realize that DeMarco, Vigilante and Zen are a few of the most successful people on this forum, and yet you brush off all their advice. 14K is a very small investment, I know. Yay, we're both excited lol, and thank you for the good luck. It expenses of the software or hardware fit nicely into the 14K. That's not my campaign. Since you went through all my BHW posts, you can see that my campaign is getting real people. You even quoted my celebrities purchase them all the time, but I do not, because credibility is the most important. However, I got temporary ones because they were needed for only 1 month for a marketing technique. Then they are all gone. Only real. If you'd like to discuss marketing techs, feel free to PM me. I am completely able to answer an investor's questions. But that's it, an investor. The pitch they get is completely different. As people have already backed up in this thread. Did you really just say it sounds like I don't have a passion for the business or don't believe in it? Please refer to my last post. It's just taking out credit cards sound like it'll mess me up. It just seems like sketchy. I'd correct me if I'm wrong. I have only used debit. Thank you for your contribution to this thread. Gave thanks and plus rep. Exactly. You got it right. I've sold everything I have. My family has no money at all, and my friends, some of the brokest people on the entire planet. Like I said, I came from nothing. I do credit cards. I just thought they were sketchy. I never used one before. And exactly, it's not a risk. That's why I'll take out a huge loan with interest. I'll file for whatever I need to do because it's certain. Is believing in the idea hardcore what an investor wants to see? LOL. Then there should be hundreds of investors knocking at my door right now. I've explained my ambitions a lot in my threads. You wanna talk about risks? I'll die for the company. Literally, out flat, give my life away. This company is the only thing I'm living for. This is my only purpose. The company is who I am. A loaner card if I have to prostitute myself or rob a bank. FCK it. Bro, this is happening no matter what. There's no question about that. I'm just here to get this advice. Intelligible post yet this post in an example of arrogance. It's sad to see that on the fast lane someone can try to be so insulting. This is a place of intelligence. I didn't say I'm high and mighty, I said I'm determined. I am far from arrogant. I am very open-minded and empathetic. People on here texted me saying that you all have the wrong impression of me and it's weird. I am the opposite, just very confident. They can be successful. DeMarco has given me good advice. Vigilante has just been insulting, and it's not a good reflection on the fast lane that a moderator would insult a poster like that for no reason at all, which isn't just my opinion alone. And Zen gave good advice and I am willing to listen to his questions. Something's not communicating right here, I see. The vagueness of the internet fixed in regards to it doesn't matter how you think you are or how you actually are. It's about how people perceive you. If a majority of people think you are coming off as arrogant, then it's not their problem. It's yours and you need to fix it if you want it to change. So far my opinion is that I have seen lots of arrogance or confidence, whatever you want to call it. I am 20-something. I know everything in the world and everyone else is an idiot sort of way. You don't know what you don't know. You need to be aware of your ignorance or it will be your downfall, and yes, I am aware of my ignorance. 2 tips. 1 is to limit the use of the word opportunity if you are around potential investors. Secondly, make some effort as far as capitalizing your words. Use of commas where appropriate, etc. Online. I know it's the internet and it can't always be perfect, but a complete lack of effort makes you look undereducated. You're right, Mike. The thing is, I'm not here for people to like me. 1 I'm here for advice. 2 I'm here to share my progress with you all. 3 I want to talk with similar-minded entrepreneurs and learn new things from each other. That's why I'm here. I know my weaknesses as well as my strengths. Being aware of these things are essential, and yes, they can be your downfall. Rule number 1, never think you know it all. I live by that, and that's why I always aspire to attain more and more knowledge. Knowledge is my drug. What is your reason for limiting the word opportunity? And yes, I'm tired of being on here. I really don't have time for this. I will continue posting on here, contributing my findings on psychology, social dynamics, marketing and motivation, as well as learning from others. I just want to have a solid plan of action for this loan or card, whatever, and continue for launch. Which is why I made the thread in the first place. Some of the most brilliant minds I have ever met offered you some free advice, but you are too busy playing Xbox and talking shit to even know it. Never in my 2 years at the forum has there ever been a more perfect song to fit a poster than this. Video equals YouTube, UE6IAJF9DQ. VE equals U.E. 6IAJF9DQ or video aim out. Last one here, please flip off the lights. There you go again with the insults for no reason. Playing Xbox or talking SHT? I don't do either. I have already taken all advice from every interested intelligent poster, except for yours because you package it in ignorance. You're giving us at the forum a bad name. And like Flint is doing himself the best favor by getting involved with me. He knows this as well. I am someone of ambition, intelligence, and growth, and he's a part of something great. It seems like you aren't doing yourself any favors by trying to knock me down instead of being insightful, asking questions and learning what you need to learn. I expect your next post to be more meaningful. The posts above lead me to think that you don't really understand how credit or lending works. That is not a dig. I wasn't born with that information, and there are lots of things I don't know about today. Let me give you a brief breakdown. Unsecured loans, loans for which you don't have collateral. Examples are credit cards and student loans. The interest is high on credit cards because if you default and discharge in bankruptcy, the lender is screwed. They have little recourse. Student loans have lower interest because they are often guaranteed by the government or a parent. Also, student loans are not dischargeable in bankruptcy. You are stuck with them until you A. repay, B. die, or C. get forgiveness from working for a qualifying institution for 10 years. Credit cards are neither sketchy nor straight. They are a tool. People often misuse this tool and get themselves into a lot of trouble because they can't handle access to credit. I use credit cards nearly every day. Because I pay them off each month, I do not pay any interest for this convenience. Here is a calculator that can show you how much it will cost you if you don't pay them off based on what I know about assets, sold everything, not yet profitable business. Credit cards are your most likely way of securing credit. Secured loans, examples include a mortgage or when a hard money lender loans someone money and the borrower puts up their tangible assets, such as real estate or equipment as collateral. If the borrower defaults, the lender takes possession of the borrower's assets. What a loan or credit applicant can bring to the table: 1. Assets, to secure loan. 2. Creditworthiness, your credit score. This is largely based on things such as the ratio between the amount of credit available to use and the amount you are actually using. For example, if you have a $60,000 limit on your credit cards, but you are only using $3,000, it would increase your credit ratio. Also, factors such as how seasoned your credit is, how long you have had a credit account open, older is better, and your history of repaying your debts. 3. Personal income or business profitability. If you have a profitable business with contracts in place, you can sometimes get an unsecured business loan. If you don't have yet of a profitable business, you will have to bring assets to the table. When I said banks care about numbers, these are the types of numbers I was referring to. Future profitability won't normally cut it unless you have contracts with creditworthy clients in place. Go to and check your credit score for free. It will tell you the credit cards that are most likely to approve you. Note that applying for credit is an inquiry and it will ding your score about 5 points, so don't apply for every and any credit card. Also, you should go ahead and make an appointment with a loan officer so that you can find out for yourself exactly what lenders are looking for in a borrower or business. Careful with your questions, Yale. I started posting less and reading more because I realized I was wasting valuable time of the people around here, and that's what you should do. Show some track record and prove us wrong. Then maybe someone will hand you a check. Talking accomplishes nothing, it's just mental masturbation. Anyway, good luck with your idea. I've always heard of people getting into trouble with them telling me they were sketchy, but yes, I was unsure how the whole thing worked. Now I see they can be a good idea. I'm going to try this out. I'll see what assets I can offer and also, as you said, what lenders are looking for. Thanks yet again, especially for the links. By then it's too late for an investor. I'm able to fund the company myself from the start of it. I'm just gonna go for the loans and make the progress thread so other entrepreneurs can get a first look at my journey. Thank you, Omata. Excuse my memory, but I'm trying to imagine a world back when I was 20 years old and had the ability to bounce an idea of 3 multi-millionaires and hear their opinion, at which time after hearing it, in so many words, I'd tell them to FCK off. Arrogance? No. Dear Op, I have devised an idea and plan tonight that seems vaguely similar to your post on BHW. In conceptual theory, that is. So in response to your arrogance and complete disrespect to this forum, I would like to issue a challenge to you. To market wins, I surely hope you get your investment or figure out what a credit card is. I could use a little competition, as there is none. Let me know what you think. Haha, no. Well, I didn't know I had the opportunity to do that. Lol. Why don't you come fly out to NYC and see for yourself? I listen when there's something nice or constructive being said, not immature jabs at my company. As you can see, constructive criticism is something you have been doing well within our convos, DeMarco. I know you know that this can very well be real, and if you want to bounce ideas off each other, I'm certainly up for it. My position is likely similar to back when you were 20. You can call me an internet entrepreneur hybrid, so we can very well be in the same boat. An idea and plan? Lol. What do you mean first to market? You want to see who gets marketing results, and you have no competition? I would sure love to use some too. A little healthy push never hurt anyone. Explain yourself. Lol, this is hilarious. Let's hope for the sake of the USA's education system that he doesn't really study at Yale. This is where you have to realize that doing a bit of homework before coming in guns blazing is a good thing. There have been numerous heavy hitters who gave you advice, yet you are still all about creating a ton of noise with no clarity. What you have to understand is that nobody owes you shit around here and you have to earn it. You are coming in with a massive wireframe into an environment where the community has seen and heard it all. Do you actually think MJ is going to bounce ideas with someone who insults his friends and creates chaos within his business? Learn what a value proposition is, build relationships and seek to understand before you feel the need to be understood. This whole community was built upon value. Those that give it, get it back, and so on. It doesn't matter if you have been here for 6 years plus. You will get called out on BS. The BS in your case is not the 14K, rather your approach on getting 14K. If I came up to you and said, hey dude, I'm kind of a big deal, give me 14K and I will release a groundbreaking marketing software, would you? And that's the truth. LOL, oh boy, here we go again. Please just stop, you look ridiculous. You are the one with the misinterpretation. This is mine and MJ's conversation, not yours. Let him interpret my post. That isn't your job, don't be rude. I gave a kind and delightful post to Zen after he responded to me, but in my eyes, Vigilante lost credibility. MJ on the other hand has not acted like Vigilante has, so I welcome his constructive criticism. Act intelligently, Mike, not like some guys who's screaming at his computer looking at a guy's post he doesn't even know. See guys, now this is how a post should be made if you have something to say. He addressed points and didn't try to insult or flame. They haven't heard what I have going. And yes, because some of his friends were wrong. In fact, he could have addressed that fact before I did. And exactly, it doesn't matter if you've been here for 6 years plus, they will get called out on BS, which I did. I don't care about joint dates, that's not a measure of a man's character. And I also don't care how much money you have or even how broke you are. If you're right, and if you're wrong, that's the bottom line. And yes, I do expect him to talk with me. He's a man of innovation, so am I. We can always grow and learn from each other. As we all said here, never think you know it all. We should make bridges and seek knowledge. And I'm not creating a marketing software, I am in the music industry. And I have always stated that I don't ask someone to invest until I give them the real pitch. No one on here except for one knows the real pitch, and once he heard it he was mind blown and chose to work with me. However, I am not here looking for investors. It's to get the loan. Gave you thanks for your intellectual approach. You seem to be putting in an obscene amount of time and effort in order to argue or defend your faulty position to a bunch of people that you've never met. Not to mention they definitely don't want to have anything to do with you after this epic fail part 2. Imagine if you had actually used all that wasted time and energy to actually work on your business. By the way, the empire? Don't be silly. There is only one and true empire. I'm just trying to learn how to get this loan. I definitely don't care who believes me and who doesn't, it's really their loss. They lose the opportunity to be a part of something great, and also make profits like 7,100% turnovers on a measly 14k investment. People are really wasting my time though. You're right, I just want to secure these loans and hurry on. I can't spend more than a little while longer on here. If only people can actually help like AMQ did instead of bash at something they can't even see, my progress thread would come quicker. And haha, this is the empire, my friend. It's the future of generations to come. I made a post earlier giving you some useful advice without any negatives which you tossed aside because you already knew what I had to say, which clearly is not true, just as you did with several other members who have taken time out of their day to try and help your sorry ass. If you're the one who thinks that I am the individual coming across as an unintelligent, ask the forum members what they think of you. As a number of other members, am done wasting my time trying to fix something beyond repair. You're a lost cause, kid, come back. Actually just don't come back. Lol. Anyone with actual advice was appreciated and taken care of, so clearly not. Listen, I'm done with ignorant posts. Only post if you have some advice about the loans. I don't have time for people who aren't here to help out and just wanna talk over a computer. And anyone who has doubted me is going to bite their hats when they see my progress thread and also hear my company on every single channel of the radio. They sure will learn valuable lessons from it. I'm here to show you guys what the fast lane is about, to inspire and also be inspired. Let's not take away from what the fast lane really is. We are a community of entrepreneurs who aim to achieve. Let's achieve. We appear to have entered the twilight zone. I guess not. Meanwhile, if you want to avoid having your reputation speed turn red like this, while we are fixing the bug, check out. It wasn't before, but is now. Seems like MJ accidentally turned it on with his recent updates to the forum software. If Vigilante is giving the forum a bad name, I can't even imagine how bad the rest of us make this place look. No leg humping here, but he was appointed moderator for a reason. His reputation is far ahead of most for a reason. He provides. You're attempting to take ... and you're telling one of the most respected members here what you expect from him? SMX4. No worries, Jake. Thanks for the kind words. Respectfully, maybe this is a poor investment of your time. It's almost 30 days now. Most of us just don't get it. At least those with the ability to write 14k checks. What is his business plan or model? I want to know what his company does in like 3 sentences. This is a great marketing tactic. This could be epic. Better than SEO.1 Nook equals $1.5 billion. Is this your marketing idea? If so, brilliant. Yep, your company could be huge, and better yet, delivery of Nuki via the net could be even bigger. I'm letting my jaw drop, if this is your secret plan. This guy is making the young guys look bad. No, he's not. We can tell the difference. Yale. You're taking a beating because you're hard-headed. If your brain was a piece of coal, it'd be a diamond by now. First, it seems that any advice outside of give me money is chided. Kickstarter? I'll look into it. Give me money. Credit cards? I'll look into it. Give me money. Sba? I'll look into it. Give me money. Apply some entrepreneurial ingenuity and earn the $14,000? I'll look into it. Give me money. Second, you act as if we do not want you to succeed. Actually, we do. However, we take issue with the fact that you want entrepreneurship to be a magic pill that you can buy at the Walgreens and swallow. You come across as an entitled child because you obtained some type of local legendary status. It's obvious you don't want to learn from your own research. You don't want to heed advice. You don't want anything that falls outside of the box you've set for yourself. And that's give me money because I was the star quarterback in high school. The oceans may have parted for you while you walked the hallways of your high school, but you will find that real life is not so forgiving. Don't believe me? Walk into a bank with your story, tell them you have no assets, no income, and no net worth. See how long you last at the banker's desk. Third, this is not the place to solicit for loans or investors. So again, I'm going to ask you to. And finally, if your product must launch by November, I'd highly recommend that you start getting your hustle on and earn the bread yourself. Follow the advice already provided here, i.e. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, credit cards, etc. Also check out some of the hustle threads. While I feel you're totally misguided in your approach, I do wish you success. Well, now you have come on a better note. Still upset with earlier, but thanks for the insightful contribution. A lot of you have been giving me great advice on what to do for the loans. I'm sure he has done some good stuff for the forum, but here he did not. That is why I said I expected better, especially as a moderator. And yes, I have the position to say that because he's not better than anyone, we are equals. If I'm wrong, I admit it. If he was wrong, he was wrong. I'm not the only one who thinks this on the forum. I don't care if my rep is low, and I really don't care about anyone's misinterpretations of my character or company. I have done nothing wrong except for set straight people who needed to be set straight. Most of the people here just don't have the balls to do it because they respect him cause he has money. Guess what? You have to earn my respect. If you're giving me the wrong impression of you, I'll tell you how it is. Be a leader, not a follower. Definitely. I'm getting off here today, and I'm not trying for people to write me checks, I'm trying to take out the loan. And it's a shame that people haven't tried it. Literally having one of the biggest investment opportunities right in your face to make money. As if someone like Mark Zuckerberg came here before he started Facebook. The guys that had the ability to do so but didn't are going to lose it when they see what I've done. This thread's going to be epic because it's gonna be the thread when I came here before I made the empire and no one invested, lol. Surely will be one for Fastlane history, and documentaries. How about 3 words? We evolve music. It's not a shortcut, I just have to have it this week. I'm going to go for the credit cards. As I keep saying, I don't want anyone on here to invest. I was set on the loan from the beginning of this thread and still I'm off this thread today. Thanks for the advice. Be sure to follow up on the progress thread, radio or television. Alright guys, I just cancelled Hulu and Netflix. This is enough entertainment to last me a lifetime. If you're not first, you're last. Shake and bake. I was thinking about this. I'm sitting here hanging on every word of this thread. And the ways Yale is acting is really making me angry. Why am I sitting here watching the train wreck? And then I realize it's because I want him to succeed. I want to see that moment where he steps back and looks at all the great advice in front of him and goes, whoa. I'm waiting for the part of the story where there's a change in mentality and he changes, apologizes, and sets off to work. I think that's why everybody's sticking around this thread, and reading, and getting hot-blooded. We all want Yale to succeed. We all want to see him work hard, hustle, fund his dreams, and become a multi-millionaire by seizing a unique opportunity that he was smart enough to see. But it's just not happening. Sometimes it's hard to let go of our preconceived ideas. They're comforting. I do understand the pushback. When somebody says you're arrogant, you don't know how to take advice, etc., you see yourself as a very reasonable person. You're smart, intelligent, and kind-hearted. You might even be the smartest person you've ever met, and I wouldn't doubt it's 100% true. But there's a huge difference between relative enlightenment and absolute enlightenment. You might be more compassionate, humble, and accepting of new ideas than the people around you. But when it comes to the people I've encountered in this specific social environment, you're the least willing to learn. Everybody here wants you to succeed. You've got several multimillionaires taking time out of their busy day to help you. They're not here to argue. They're trying to make you listen because they want to show you what they've learned. I know you're not here to make friends. You're here to raise money. And everybody here is trying to tell you that it just simply doesn't work like that. You raise money by making friends. Something I didn't understand until I started my latest venture was how much more goes into a business than I thought. You can have the best software, the best marketing skills, can raise money like a boss, and still fall flat on your ass because you didn't make a good hiring decision, or you accidentally build your software for a firmware that was soon outdated. It's not always about your skills, or your idea, or even your work ethic. It's about every single piece coming together at the right time. An entrepreneur has got to be good at a lot of things. I think one of the small pieces that isn't falling into place for you is this whole people skills thing. There are hundreds of potential investors that are reading this and not contacting you because they don't like the way you hold yourself. It doesn't matter if it's not representative of the real you. It doesn't matter if back home you're the nicest guy on the block. Right here, right now. The skill set that's blocking your path to success is being humble, and learning to make friends. You should thank people for their time, even if you don't agree with what they say. If somebody tells you he thinks you'll fall flat on your face because of X, you should still say thank you for your time, sir, and then move on. Every time you respond to a post and say this is an intelligent post, people, this post makes points, you're insulting everybody else. And even if you feel they deserve it, it's maybe not something you should be doing. I'm not trying to preach here. I want you to win. I sat here for 40 minutes to write this. It's because I want you to succeed. I think there's too much mental noise right now for you to get what you want. And I think November will come and go, and your opportunity will pass you up. I think you'll learn from the whole experience and start making friends, so the next time you see an opportunity you can jump on it. You may very well be right. Some of us may be missing a great opportunity. Pretty unlikely, I believe. If so, we'll get to say I missed out on that guy's deal when he was just starting out. I chose not to play because he was just too much of an insert descriptive noun here. More likely though, you'll just get bored and fade away, never to be heard from again, just like so many others. Sigh. This reminds me of the shitty singers on American Idol who cursed the judges for making the biggest mistake of their careers by not sending them to Hollywood. Video equals YouTube, D1 Kudge. VE equals D1 Kudge. More video ha 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 ha. Video equals YouTube. 7s97 PCP Veta. VE equals 7s97 PCP Veta or video. Oh my god. The accuracy of the second one. I'm literally dying right now. LOL, you son, are a contradiction. Explain. What brings you money? Thank you, Dennis. I think you helped me see that people want me to succeed here. If I came here for investments, it would have been a making friends mindset. And also I feel that a lot of emotions carried over from my first thread to this one for a lot of posters, which made the vibe hard for me right from the beginning. Winning friends and people is my strong point. I'm a social psychologist. I can see dynamics, intentions and emotions out of every corner of someone. It's just that, as I said, people tried to get me from the beginning, and also when I stood up for myself against a moderator, all the people who looked up to them got upset. Yes, being a successful entrepreneur is the whole picture, not just an idea. If I had just an idea and not the whole picture, I wouldn't be making claims as I do. But the whole thing is there. November isn't going to pass me by, I am 100% sure of that. This company is going to rise, And now I thank you for your empathy and your sympathy that you've had this whole time throughout the thread. Yes, I am right. People are missing out. There's no chance I can fail or will fade away because this is every part of my being. But that's cool, I know what I have to do to get the money myself. Lol, far from that, my friend. This reminds me more of when Bill Gates went to a coder to develop Microsoft and he turned him down. He would have been one of the richest men in the world right now, but he committed suicide. It's an inspiring story I live by that shows the value of opportunity. You didn't see my post to you before? It has to be done this week because there's a deadline. Performances, events, EP or album sales, song sales, radio, movie, and television royalties, merchandise. Every way music or events make money. I stand by my quote that I made on the original thread on the first day. And I would like to add ... Usually dumbasses don't realize they are dumbasses. You guys call me this and that, but none of you give me a legitimate reason why. Maybe if you did I would listen, instead of just being expected to conform to accusations with no sustenance. If someone was able to give me a real reason to my faults, then I would be able to address them. The old Dunning-Kruger effect? Yale. If time is of the essence, I suggest, stop soliciting here. If you want to know how the people on this forum make money, including people who have started more recently than others, even if they are not multi-millionaires yet, they are working hard at it. I would suggest you read a few progress threads and think about what those people are doing. I can suggest one that I have gotten to watch in person from the start to where it is now. If I were you, I would read the From Beginning to End by Liquid24. He didn't come on here and post he wanted money from anyone, and he did get his chops busted in the beginning, as we all do when we start asking questions before looking for answers. I happen to work with the guy at our Slowlane job, and I can tell you firsthand, to get things done. There are other good threads out there. You can look at ways people have done things to make money. Even the one who posted today about making money getting tickets to a football game. I read as many of them as I can before I ask questions. Even then, I still don't know if I ask the right questions. But when you see MJ and Vigilante post something and know they both can take a vacation whenever they want because they are retired, I would think they are the guys you should listen to. There is a reason your reputation speed currently states in reverse, but you can change that. Your own ideas have not gotten you to their level yet, so why not stop talking or arguing and for a little while? People are here to help you succeed, but they will treat you harshly when you just come on and ask for an amount of money. Not because they want to hurt your feelings, but because they want you to know you can do this yourself. That being said, good luck and I hope you get everything you want. Can you explain your whole business plan? I don't understand what you do. Follower, right. Read around a bit and you may begin to respect some members here. Respect has nothing to do with money. Bank accounts aren't advertised here. Unless you go around begging for $14,000. That's too much information for a public forum. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to see for yourself who I really am and what's really going to happen to music. Why are you still posting here? Pull the following elements out of your rhetoric: ... and explain to me, why are you still posting here? What do you hope to gain? You're not interested in advice. You're not interested in gaining the favor of those that might be in a position to help you. Are you here just to be noisy? Are you one of those people that need to feel the world is against them and will make that happen at any cost? Are you looking for disciples? Honestly, I haven't seen any value yet in your posts. Enlighten me, but for crying out loud, check your friggin' ego at the door and stop deflecting every single response. If this is just your dick swinging contest, move on with your life. If not, explain in 3 concise sentences what your message is and what you want. It's hard to separate the wheat from the chaff when it all looks like chaff. 3 sentences. The only purpose of this thread was to learn to take out a loan. I'm getting my credit cards now. Since I got my advice, I'm done posting. Thank you. Yale, dumbass, whatever you prefer to be called. Is this similar to your brilliant plan to evolve music and hoes? I really wanted to speed this, but that in reverse is just too cute. You're still here, op? Not bad. Guess begging on Talk Gold didn't work out either. You still have a few more forums to burn through though. Good luck. I'd be willing to drop 14k on some boats and hoes. Don't even have to pay me back. Lol, that was hilarious. Epic. Sorry, just saving it for the documentaries so that this thread might provide some value. Tell us how you did that. Not sure how he did it, but you can do it this way. Get the image on the screen by scrolling up or down. Take a screenshot by pressing Ctrl and PRTSC at the same time. Open Paint program and paste. Crop what you want and save as a JPG picture. Post it here. If you or anyone else for that matter is on a Mac, it's Shift plus Command plus 4 and then you just have to drag a box over what you want to screenshot and it will save the picture to your desktop. Might be full of shit, but he is a pretty good marketer. He somehow managed to have 2 threads with over 6.5k views in a month. He also had some of the heavy hitters of the forum posts here. That's a pretty big accomplishment. He wouldn't have achieved that if he hadn't posted so many lengthy personalized responses. The moral of the story is, hard work pays off. And because he really sold us on his idea. Key ingredients to being a good marketer according to Pcom: break a federal law, piss off more multimillionaires who were willing to help than you have met in your life, get a whole forum laughing at how ridiculously stupid you are, get zero funding for your project, convince even those who were trying to help you that you're a complete imbecile, be the first user to ever have a negative reputation, pissing people off and making them want you to suddenly break your hands so that you're unable to type anymore, forever. Is not exactly marketing. The 6.5k views was or is people laughing at how stupid someone can be, not begging to buy his product or invest. Remind you, I would compare this more to a circus ring where there is this retarded dancing monkey who makes a fool of himself. Now there's a huge crowd, but all they're really there for is to laugh and be entertained by the monkey's idiocy. Luckily for the crowd, the monkey, being the peanut-brained individual he is, doesn't understand that people are laughing at him, so he continues to entertain. But that's a bad example. Monkeys are smarter than Yale. Sure, it was hard work making a fool of himself, but I'm having trouble seeing what paid off here. I'm a bit clueless about the law with regards to soliciting funds. How do you raise money if you can't tell anybody about it? Well, now you guys are so immature, it's funny. I'm not here for long. The posters on here just showed me their true colors. It's cause I wasn't full of shit that it got that far. You guys are fighting against something you can't even see. Lol, I didn't try to sell any of you to this idea. That was the first thread and MJ closed it as soon as I got a potential investor. You guys don't even have any idea what I'm doing. I made this thread to take out a loan. I don't need any of you working with me, trust that. I'm laughing at all of you right now. It's seriously pathetic how you all are acting. And I got a negative reputation because you gave me one because I made a fool of your ignorance yesterday. Screaming over a computer at the fact that I called him DeMarco instead of MJ. Seriously, with attitudes like you guys, you make me lose hope in this forum. I don't care if I was the most ignorant person in the world. I thought I'd be talking to intelligent people who can help, but all I see are grown men acting like children. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. And a liar nonetheless. I knew that promise was too good to be true. I'd rather be rich and unknown than broke and famous. He's an attention whore, and straight from his own mouth, always has been. I think he actually got what he came here for, attention, whether that be negative or positive. That's all true, but do you know now that he exists? Did he get the attention of hundreds? Would you visit his website to see what he's working on? He posted a link. Many would. Just out of curiosity. I'm not defending him, I am just saying he got noticed. I'm sure many have tried on this forum and their threads died after few hours. Moreover, he got people engaged. Look how lengthy the posts in this thread are. A lot of people put a lot of effort to respond to his posts. Yale, I think the best thing you can do now is go off and prove everyone wrong. Please come back after you change the music world. Until just then, show us a business plan. No one is going to steal your idea. You have the connections, remember. And now you have nothing to say because as one of the posters who tried to flame the most, I made you look foolish yet again. You start talking only when you thought I was gone. And you obviously have no type of intelligence when it comes to publicity or internet traffic, so if you are a millionaire, please tell me how you got lucky. There is no such thing as bad publicity. Negative and positive both generate income. You my friend are correct. They have no idea on my skill set. Dude, honestly, I don't know if I want to come back to even prove you guys wrong. I would come back to share my progress and have everyone learn from it. But the way you guys have been acting, as I said, it makes me lose hope in the forum. I should get an apology from the extremely rude posters in this thread for trying to knock me down while having no basis whatsoever. Please someone tell me who are the multi-millionaires in this thread, please, because you make me believe that some of you have less than an 8th grade education. That's okay. Still trolling for $14,000. BTW, education is no litmus test for success. If you are in the music industry, you should know that. You also might want to practice your punctuation before you criticize anyone else's intellect. I for one do not want you to leave. You're good for business around here. I just don't understand why this relentless tirade is allowed to continue. I feel that if the op were removed, we could all return to the things that really matter. Because this shit is of no value to anyone. Not the op, not the viewers, not the 17-year-old investor, and definitely not for this forum as a whole. Never burn bridges you might have to cross. How people treat you is their karma, how you react is yours. If some of these guys you are referring to have less than an 8th grade education, then I probably should have quit school a long time ago. A few of the people in this thread have more wealth than some sovereign nations. Disclaimer, I'm not one of them. He's done no harm. Ignore him. Eventually he'll get bored. This isn't the first forum he has gone up in flames. Can you get a reputation speed for going in reverse like 40 km/h in reverse? Never seen an in reverse rep speed, just started as a malfunction on a feature MJ didn't disable. Now it has become part of the thread. I started posting to lure you back and it worked. See if you would stick to your promise, which you didn't. Now, when you promise a potential investor that you will take good care of their money and they look into you, only to find this thread where you broke such an easy promise to keep, it's going to cross their minds that maybe they should think twice. There is such thing as bad publicity. Anyone who assumes otherwise is obviously ignorant and or inexperienced. Negative and positives don't both generate income. Negatives can crush you, your income, and your business, like a bug. Once you get a bad rep, it can be hard to shake. You think someone is going to take financial advice from Bernie Madoff these days? You think someone is going to invest in you if they find you through a thread that shows them you're a terrible investment? You think someone is going to buy your product because it was all over the news about how it was covered in lead paint? Reputations can destroy an individual, a company, an empire. Your ignorance shines through once again. Come back if and when you can prove us all wrong and you have built the empire. I still laugh whenever I read that. Until then, kindly revert back to your menial existence and remove yourself from this forum. And your grammar is complete shit, so please don't go calling me the stupid one. Edit, and yes, I was the one who voted you into the negatives. A first in forum history. Congratulations. Finish. Start a new thread. The rules on general solicitation are changing and it might make a good topic. I do know that, but high school is at least required. I believe in the value of knowledge, not necessarily education. There's a difference, and definitely not trolling for anything around here. I'm getting it on my own. I say the education thing because you guys act as if you have achieved nothing. Because I know that even now, if I didn't believe in someone, I wouldn't bother posting, and I definitely wouldn't try make little kids jokes about them. Negative rep. I think my status should be put back to this, so maybe people can open their minds to what I say. You don't want me to leave? But guess what, if you guys keep on acting wrong, I will. You think these threads have views? I can stay and make the biggest thread of all time on this forum with my progress thread. If not, you can simply watch me in real life. Lol, please, you did not do such a thing. I didn't make a promise either. Look at you trying to make me look bad by completely manipulating a statement. Lol, another funny one. And as far as my grandma, it's an internet forum, not a college essay. I'm going to give you a little lesson in traffic. There is a difference between reputation and publicity. There is no such thing as good attention or bad attention. All attention is good. When celebrities get arrested, hit paparazzi, or anything of that nature, it may look bad at the moment, but it spreads them through word of mouth, the internet, news, etc. Someone can say this guy is horrible, and then a person they said it to sees that and they get to form an opinion of their own about the person, an opinion that would have never been generated unless that person tried to make them look bad. The human psyche and our points of perceptions are very diverse. The opinion the new person makes can generally be a positive one. Now look, that hater just gave you a new fan. It's the idea of controversy, demanding attention of the public. Look at all Justin Bieber's haters, they make him more famous. Haters are promoters, my friend. Now please stop bothering me with your uneducated posts. I have work to do. The only reason this thread didn't get me investors was because I wasn't trying to persuade anyone to invest. I did in the last thread and I got a potential investor within minutes from the hype. This one would have been the same if I chose. I know how to get my loan now. If you want to see what happens with my company, try to be more polite and I'll make sure I come back and give you all a treat. Aha, this thread reminds me of something. Op, is this you? Video equals YouTube, 2 pumpkins ok. VE equals 2 pumpkins ok or video. Wow, that's hilarious. Poor guy went on TV with that idea. Wild.P.S. I can't believe you found my Shark Tank episode. Waiting for the thread to be closed, but it seems we enjoy watching you making a complete fool of yourself too much. Anyways, so go ahead and spew all the shit about me you want, but because I am self-closing this thread for myself and won't even open it again. Unlike you. So you had nothing to say about my post to you. Lol, you can tell your insults of lots of sustenance. Thank you for doing us a favor by ridding the thread of a flamer. Anyways, alright guys, I have stuff to do, so I'll see you guys soon. Take care, keep hustling. I'll be back on the forums to check and post periodically. I've been following this sordid mess since the beginning and truthfully, this whole thing is amazing to me. I hope that the op finds success. I really do. I think a lot of us older members have been where he is, young, full of energy and knowing everything. I think that's just part of life. I think the guy even has some fans here because, in many ways, we probably see bits of ourselves in him. I know I do. That may be a big part of the reason why such veterans have stepped in to comment on the situation. Of course, that's speculation on my part. But there's more to it, Top. At least from my buff. In the end, you just come across in a manner that dishonors the contributions of those that have been down this path before you. Basically, that's just not cool. Imagine that 20 years from today some punk who's taking over the club scene approaches you with the same attitude. Would you feel disrespected? Would you want to help someone like that? How far would you go to reach out? Even though you probably won't do it, take a moment and really think about the long-term ramifications of dealing with people in the manner that you do. This will be very important over the long run of your life, and let me tell you, the long run is here before you know it. It may not hurt you now, but someday, it very well might, and at the moment you need it the most. Likely this thread will fade into obscurity soon, but for those newbies that unearth it, it should still serve as a valuable lesson for anyone that is new or aspiring to achieve something of note in their lifetime with respect to entrepreneurship. It has already been done. Listen and learn from those that have done it before. This place. The people here that have actually really made millions from nothing speak from a place of wisdom and compassion. Take heed of it and maybe you'll make it as well. Best of luck. So, the mastermind behind completely changing the music industry forever with his determination and true genius can't even take the time to Google how to get a loan. You'd rather have the answer handed to you by people more intelligent than yourself. Good luck with the lullabies or whatever it is you're doing. Here's what I think of this thread. I remember when I was 19 or 20, I believe that's Op's age, correct me if I'm wrong. My uncle told me, you know everything at 20, and at 23, you don't know anything. never a truer word spoken. I would like to see this thread bury itself if the op is off to change the music industry. We're not going to close it as the freak show at the circus is always a compelling attraction, but I look forward to a week from now when it is in the mothballs of forum history. Be well, op. Go find what you are looking for. At this point, and I think all my comrades here will agree, you are just a stupid dumbass. The problem is you are just too stupid to realize it. So your only course of action going forward is to go and prove that you are all that you say you are, and again prove us all wrong. My bet, you won't. LOL. I read the thread yesterday and I had a effed up dream about it. In the dream, Vigilante said, I will give you 25% of the 14K and the rest is up to you. And Yale would argue that he wanted more. Ha ha ha, WTF. This was 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back. But I couldn't resist. That might have been the best newbie post I have ever seen. My media, you made me laugh. Out loud. For real. OMG, legendary. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. And see? I knew this thread should have remained open. Such goodness. I love this forum. Here's another hashtag fail for this thread. It's posted in the wrong category. Just notice. I get what you did there. This should be in failure, mistakes, and goofs, huh? Bingo. Love this quote. Or, how sweet of you to spend so much time on me. Kiss. Seriously, it's very flattering, no joke. Definitely more entertaining to me than it is to any of the attempting discouragers here. You guys are called the entrepreneurial hashtag discouragers. Note, a big thank you to all the people who pinged me saying they believe in me and support me. You guys are really great and I'll make sure I get back to you soon. I stand for every young, ambitious entrepreneur who has a dream and fights to make it happen. No one can stop you from accomplishing your dreams, so I encourage you to fight for what you believe in. I'm starting this company to give help to everyone who started from nothing and struggles to accomplish dreams. I hope to inspire the upcoming entrepreneurs after me and show the millionaires before me that our upcoming generation of millionaires is going to be an intelligent, dedicated batch. The underdog who all the other millionaires didn't believe in is here to show the world that a normal guy entering entrepreneurship can make it happen despite the odds against them. Thank you for your time to all the considerate people on Fastlane. Never let anyone tell you you can't, and if they do, keep going. What movie is that? At top, I couldn't even laugh at this thread. Something a little pathetic makes me laugh. But this is too pathetic. I would respect it more if someone had an actual well-prepared scam method. As in, they can create a fake business idea, give arguments to convince people, be understanding in the conversation, then scam someone who trusts you enough. But you are just a loser. No scam skills. It's sad. This was no scam, my friend. This is me accomplishing my dreams and goals. Man, I am inspired. Thank you. How did those CC apps go? Were you able to fill them out yourself without hitting the help button? You, my friend, are a hashtag discouraged. The clip is from the TV show Community. It's hilarious, more so than this thread, even. I wonder who that was and what their belief in you is worth, because basically every single one of the successful guys on this forum told you that you're a dumbass. Yeah? You're right. Don't listen to a word that Jack says. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Because you, like some of the others, make jokes and try to bring me down from accomplishing my dreams. But guess what, world? No one can stop you from accomplishing your dreams besides yourself. No matter if your friends don't support you, your family doesn't support you, it doesn't matter who tries to knock you down. Because at the end of the day, if you want something, you get it. You are a hashtag discourager. You're trying to discourage a young ambitious entrepreneur from his profitable vision and his dream. Shame on you, because if you are even a millionaire, you have been in my position before. LOL, this thread is the perfect example of what not to do on. After reading 2 pages, I'm not going to bother reading the rest. I'm out. I PM'd him good luck from his first thread with a note that we're not being harsh to hurt his feelings. We're being harsh and real because that's what he needs right now. There were words of encouragement, but sadly he never messaged me back a single word. Must have been too busy signing autographs or something. P.S. I love using pronouns to talk about a person in their own thread. Smiley eel. Well my friend, go get it. Come back and report. Until then you are just a want. I think it was because we were talking on my first thread about EDM. You're from Seattle and go to Foundation nightclub, right? I knew you've been partially behind me, but thank you for your time my friend. And I was speaking about the people that banned me from this thread saying they believe in me. It's really great of all of you guys, especially since you're probably in a position where people don't want to help you out but you're making your goals happen anyway. Well, thank you for converting from a hashtag discourager and giving me some support. I'm sure the whole forum appreciates it. I will, don't you worry. And not a entrepreneur because I already started. Cheers Jack. I am not giving you support. I think you are a dumbass, and I bet whatever you think will happen won't, and in 5 years you will be some douche at the club telling crackhoes how you used to be famous. Having said that, and please take this as encouragement, I hope you prove me wrong. Well then you are still a hashtag discourager. See everyone, this is the perfect example of someone who tries to bring us down. He doesn't know me. He doesn't even know what my company is, and he sure doesn't know the drive I had behind me, because if he did he wouldn't say half the things. The hashtag discouragers in this thread are trying to discourage me from something they can't even see. That's why they aren't succeeding, and is why I'm still here standing tall after 8 pages of flaming. It's really sad to see people be so negative about an entrepreneur who came here to become successful. Trust me, I'm encouraged enough. You don't need to insult me to do that for me, and you will be proved wrong just like many others. LOL. Breaking news. Visions aren't profitable, only execution of visions are profitable. You seem to have confused vision and effort, thinking the vision is the key to success, whereas the key is effort. From my interactions with you on this thread, you are unwilling to put forth an effort. How do I get a credit card? How do I get a bank loan? I mean, what's next? How do I search on Google? This forum is all about giving ambitious entrepreneurs a chance of succeeding in whatever venture they want to do, including you. Unfortunately, you are looking for the straight line, and everyone here is telling you there is no straight line, and when they're dissed, you get called a dumb $1. While I won't resort to name calling, I admire your tenacity in a sick way. You are misguided and delusional. I'd wish you'd pour your tenacity into a real effort that produces tangible results, one which an investor like myself can say, hey, this kid is onto something. Look what he did. Until then, you're just another sidewalker with markers and flip chart looking to buy lottery tickets. Post a weekly update, please. We just want to see that at least you're taking action. Haha, that's what I do. I make it into effort. All I do is make it real. It's vision guided by unrelenting action. I might put in more effort that probably any entrepreneur you know. I'm not onto something big. I am doing. I came here to ask because maybe I thought you guys would give me unorthodox advice like grants, new ways to get loans, etc. with your expertise. I had no idea about taking out 5 to 6 credit cards until I came here, so that shows I couldn't Google it. I came here for the expertise of you and other millionaires who have been in my place already about startup funds. If you met me MJ, or even spoke with me one-on-one, your misconceptions about vision versus effort with me would be all cleared. Yale. Okay, yes, you can get that as long as everyone's positive. For me, we will be positive if your actions warrant positivity. Action fakes will be viewed negatively. To give you clue about the difference, I called 105 radio stations and 7 agreed to give my demo a chance. I also sold my first copy of XYZ. I also created my first crowdfund campaign. Check it out. Here's a link. Heck, standing on the street corner with a tip jar would be viewed positively. Conversely, I got business cards and posted on 5 other forums about my great opportunity. This will be viewed as an action fake, and hence, will draw more negativity, or worse, the wrath of Jack Edwards. Okay Marco, well then I give you my word that my actions will warrant positivity. P.S. DeMarco sounds fresh, better than just MJ. No. Thank you good sir for the comedy gold. I did go to Kickstarter and do crowdfunding. You just stayed here arguing with everyone instead of doing that. If you have something worth raising money for, 14K is peanuts. You could have been setting up a campaign with the time you have wasted here. Besides that, you have managed to piss off several millionaires already and most of the people on the site who could or would help you. So, what did you do? Any execution that moves you forward to your goals? If no, then please stop wasting others' time. Arguing like that is effing childish and pointless unless you want to be a comic icon. Beware about your reputation on the forum. Now that's hilarious. Please keep going for my entertainment. I wish your pics actually made sense, though it might actually make them better. I took your post into careful consideration. Like Flynn from the forum thought of that too while brainstorming. It's just that it takes a video having to showcase my new technology and talent on the internet before they launched. And also, I don't want to rely on anyone right now besides myself, nor do I have time. The loan is better so I can get started now. I have a lot of work to do. Every single day is of the essence for me. Yes, of course, I didn't come here with an idea. I came here with a plan already happening. I constructed one of the biggest marketing campaigns ever attempted. It took me 4 months working 16 to 20 hours a day with no breaks to make, aside from Memorial Day and my music cultural festival. That's how big it starts once I get the software that I designed for it. On top of that, productions, logos, performances, choreography. So much has already been accomplished, as well as many books having been read. I also have 40 plus books lined up to read over the course of the next 3 to 4 months, from business, marketing to books on advanced psych and things people think might not even exist. I am not yet the person to run the $1 million empire, but I am going to be after these few months. Once I saw this opportunity, I started making myself this person to make this all happen. We all always have a lot to learn. We should be humble and always continue to grow in knowledge and performance. It's the only way we get better. Set a goal so big that you can't achieve it until you grow into the person I've been following this rather thread for a bit, and, as someone who had no idea how to start a business prior to reading last month, I'd just like to say that all I had to do was Google how to start a business. A wealth of information was suddenly at my fingertips. Like it was the internet or something at. And then, when I found this forum, I read, and continue to read, thread after thread to see if my questions had already been answered. There was no need to ask for, and then ignore, the advice of the successful men and women on this forum about such basic things. The people here want to see you progress and create something successful, not hear you bloviating constantly about how awesome you are right now, and how you're gonna be even more awesome as soon as you get 14K. Greater than a little humility and a lot of research goes a long way in life. Take the advice that you posted. Just say an apostrophe dot. Yeah, I understand. Thanks. I just thought the already millionaires here could give me some extra special advice on startups, funds or loans that I couldn't find on Google. And that quote is very real. It goes along with one that I always say, from your failures come your greatest successes. Good luck with your business too. I hope it goes well for you. I think this is the main point that the others are trying to get you to understand. Sometimes when you start off, you ask the wrong questions, and so the answers coming back to you aren't answering your specific question. It's not because they don't want to answer your question. It's because your question is wrong. It's like the thread where someone asked, what's the best $250 camera to get to take photos of e-commerce products? The answers from knowledgeable people were that the camera itself did not matter that much and that the lighting and backdrop setup is more important. The answer was to spend $250 on lights and use the iPhone as a camera. But the op did not listen and just wanted to buy a camera for $250. It is frustrating to answer questions like this because we don't want to see the op fail. We are really trying to help. In your case, the people here are telling you that getting a $14,000 loan is not the right focus. I haven't read through both threads enough to know what the right one is. But it feels like you think that once you get $14,000 that you'll start your plan and that everything will fall into place. Don't buy the $250 camera and then wonder why the pictures still come out bad. Look past the $14,000 and see what else you should be concentrating on. You might not even need it. You should ask yourself, Why are the already millionaires not answering my questions directly? Elmo, what in the living hell did I miss? I see what you are saying, but the 14K is needed for the things that are essential for the company. There is no argument about their importance or any substitutes. The problem they had was the way they perceived my approach rather than what to spend my money on. I had an idea to get a loan, but someone gave me advice and I was flexible and changed it, just like the guy with the camera should have changed his focus to the lights. I'm taking out multiple credit cards instead of a loan, so the advice in this thread really did help me see better in my situation. Thanks for your concern. What do you need the 14K loan for? Boats and hoes. This reminds me of one of Tony Robbins' dictums: questions are the answer. I don't think name calling is necessary. The problem here is that the op is working off of flawed propositions and premises, which means everything that follows will be wrong and a train wreck. I admire the op's striving. The problem here is he needs to change his cognitive structure in regards to entrepreneurship. imo.video equals YouTube, VDWZMH before IO. VE equals VDWZMH before IO, or video skip to 8:39 where Elon talks about assumptions and expected outcomes or expected values. Watch the whole interview if time permits. A must watch. Felix Dennis said the biggest reason why entrepreneurs fail is because of assumptions. One of the questions I constantly ask myself is, what long-ass order of actions and events need to happen in order for this business to succeed? Can I reasonably believe or not what my dumbass ego thinks that this can thrive as a business? Once you ask these questions, you chart out and you clearly define your process. At Yale Innovator UC, there is no clearly defined entrepreneurial process which can reasonably have an expected value of success. This thread and your thinking reminds me of bunch of electrical wires clumped up together in a horrid knot. Good luck. Lol. At Yale, why'd you change up your avatar? I see it's changed on the other forums too. What a bloody tool. Oh, and you must spread some reputation around before giving it to nice again. Smiley eel. Thanks. This has been too fun for this VJK. Needed for some new performance technology I designed, custom software for my campaign, and some other great things. Nice video. Thanks. I believe that too. And those questions you constantly ask yourself, I ask myself daily in depth as well. It's what brought me here. Logical long order of actions to take for the business to succeed. I actually divided them into 3 phases, and when I talk about them I refer to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 to my staff. I have detected a softening of your edge. If you ever can take that amazing energy you have and convert it to action, you probably will change the world. This forum might have been a good stop along the way for you, as we are not all your hometown homies and nobody here wants your autograph. We all grow up with our mums telling us how great we are. Then the real world doesn't give a shit. And you have to determine if your mom was right all along. Or if she was full of shit also. Every 6-year-old has potential. Every football quarterback is a legend in his high school. None of that home team false praise counts in the real world. Nobody gives a shit. You came in here looking for a handout, and are now heading in the direction of becoming an action taker. So go make it happen. You have taken the body blows here, and are still standing respectable. So, cut the drama, go become. I don't care if you check back here or not. Totally up to you. It should be enough for you to know that if you make it, some of the people who engaged you along the way buy your CD. I say if because as of now, it's still on your shoulders to get up and go get it. I saw a private comment from someone here who respected your tenacity. Your approach may have been horse shit, but if you fix that maybe you can become your vision. So stop effing around here and go get yourself whatever you need to be successful. Good luck sincerely. Kid. Go get M.P.S. Stop buying fake likes on social media. Be real. Get real fans. I was sitting on the toilet, thinking about something. Haven't completely gone through this thread, so I don't know what's been said all the way, but here's what I think. No one really cares what problems you got or if you got any, but they do care if and whenever you solve problems. No one cares if you are absent $14,000 cause that's your problem that you gotta solve, but if you managed to gather up that money on your own, then at least I'll care. To me, That means you found a solution and you can be counted on to do such in the future. In short, ain't nobody got time for more problems. But come to me when you got a solution. This is what being a millionaire is all about, being paid to solve many folks' problems. However, you gotta solve your own first. And if you can't even do that, how in the heck can I rely on you to solve my problems? And how in the heck can I even pay you to do so? And then, how will you be a millionaire when you can't even solve your own problem? Good luck, vigilante. I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to make this happen. You won't regret listening to me and seeing something special. Please close this thread. See you all in the progress thread. Yale. Progress thread about becoming impure. You can't be a Yale student. You just can't. I'm curious what in like Flint, the business partner, makes of all this. Supposing Yale Innovator's idea really is good, what do you make of your business partner after now reading through this whole thread? Do you still think the two of you can create a successful business? What if this idea really does take off? How do you know that Yale Innovator won't then cut you out or pay you back for your time in funny money? Have you two met or spoken to each other on the phone? What can you tell us about this guy that makes you want to invest either time or money? Anyone who lets me jump into their company whenever and however I want would raise my suspicion. What do you make of this? Yale Innovator, what role do you see in like Flint fulfilling? And how did you determine he is a good fit for your company? How do we know you aren't just trying to screw him over? We aren't business partners, he's trying out for position in the company. We speak on the phone, long conversations. It amazes me that someone his age can be getting involved with business to the extent he does. When he told me he was 17 I was mind blown, not because of his age being associated with incompetence, but because to me it's associated with potential. Imagine a few years from now or when he's around your age how successful he can be. He's the smartest, most ambitious 17-year-old I've ever met. So for that reason I'm just giving him the opportunity to show me noteworthy action and I can consider him when he grows in the future. He's going to college soon and I'm helping him with ideas, recommending some books I've read to him. We just keep in touch. Nothing's definite, he's in a no-risk position with me, no worries. Making more friends here on the forum as well. If anyone just ever wants to chat, shoot me a PM. I'm always looking to talk ambition with other entrepreneurs when I can. Now, as much as I'd love to talk to all of you intelligent people, I really have to get to work. Moderators, please close this thread. Thank you. This guy is most definitely a troll. Let's stop feeding him. I was saying this last night to someone in Skype. Yale's the most optimistic, happiest, outgoing, friendly person that's ever come through the forum. And because of all those good qualities, we all think he's a complete tool. Ha ha ha. Ironic, no? Why in the world is this 4 pages long? Why would you want to close this thread? It started out a little ridiculous, but it has some interesting points from people who have made it. Maybe others can learn a little from it. As a record label owner who's bootstrapped his company with a team of 3 other college students for almost a year now, I'm incredibly skeptical. Having performance technology is not going to make your company successful. Maybe it'll make you feel a little cooler, jings parties for a couple friends, but it's not going to land you big festival appearances or thousands of fans. SEO is not going to grow your record label's reach. When people want to find new music, they don't do a search for dubstep music so they can see what there is to download. The music business is a relationship business. Word of mouth, live shows, relationship building, and treating your fans well are the most important things. SEO software and performance technology won't help any of those except actually executing those live shows, but booking them is the hard part. Artists don't need record labels anymore, they can do a lot of things on their own. What are you offering them that they can't get on their own? I know I could answer that question from my company's perspective, but it's an answer you'll need to come up with for your label individually. What need in the music marketplace are you filling? What are you going to give consumers that Skrillex's label Auslu or Dimmake or Fool's Gold or Ultra or whatever else is out there isn't giving? How are you unique? What's your business model like? How many revenue streams do you plan on having, and what are they? Because you will need a lot. How will you price your offerings, and through what channels will you distribute them? Do you know the entire legal side of the business from publishing? Are you registered with BMI, or ASCAP? CISAC maybe? To contracts, to sampling laws? What does your promotional calendar look like for a new release? I'm asking you all of these questions and pointing these things out because I wish somebody had told me I needed to think about those things first. I jumped in head first, made some mistakes and failed to make a profit for almost a year, but thank God with the help of some mentors or advisors or teachers who aren't in the music industry, I started to stop thinking that record labels were some exception to the things that make startups successful or the fast lane laws, and start thinking like everybody else. You are not special. Stop dreaming of getting famous and jing to crowds of thousands, and start figuring out how you're gonna convince people that have BitTorrent one click away to pay you for music. I speak for many on the forum when I say that the next person to bump this thread is going to get a swift kick to the nutsack. Video equals YouTube, Gnepatekski. VE equals Gnepatekski or video. It's B-Rad from Malibu. You'll see for yourself. B-Rad must be out executing and earning the money he needs. Good for him. More likely passed out with a crack pipe in his hand.